Hi guys, and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron. Thought I'd do a little video, a little game preview ahead of tonight's Carabao Cup third round fixture against Bournemouth away. Obviously we're not in the usual setting. Obviously this is a very different style of game preview to one that we usually do. If you watched our game review to the Leicester game last night, you will have heard me say that this was going to be a little bit sort of skew with, a little bit up in the air, a little bit different to what we usually do because obviously of the quick turnaround in the games and a couple of other things that have been going on at the moment just regarding me personally, which have meant that I wasn't able to sit down before the game and do a proper preview. So unfortunately this is me with a phone in my hand in the car on me dinner, and we're just gonna have a little bit of a chat about the game tonight, a game against the side that aren't doing particularly well in the Premier League at the moment. I think they're currently sitting 17th, a place below Everton, which is worrying for Everton, certainly. Obviously, they've had a new manager this season, started the season with Scott Parker. He got sacked. Gary O'Neill's come in and sort of stabilised them a little bit. They had a period just after Scott Parker's sacking where they picked up a couple of decent results on the bounce, and they looked a lot more solid, they looked a lot more compact. The players seemed to be enjoying themselves a little bit more than they were under Scott Parker, but that is typical of any club with a new manager and with a new manager bounce, etc, and then all of a sudden the last couple of weeks or so their results haven't been particularly great. They've struggled a little bit. They've lost I think 4 games on the bounce now, and their form has taken a hit again, and Everton come into this game with a need to win, really. Now, I say this every time we come into any cup game, whether it be Carabao Cup, whether it be FA Cup. I've said it for years, ever since I started this channel. Everton aren't a team that are in a position to be able to sit here, as I said, whether it be the FA Cup or whether it be the Carabao Cup, and say, we can afford to go out of this competition, or we can afford to not really take this competition seriously. We haven't won a trophy in my lifetime. I've been alive for 24 years and I've never seen Everton lift a trophy. So there isn't one trophy, there isn't one competition that Everton Football Club can sit there and afford to say, we're not really interested about this one because it's not really important. Now, I think those lines have maybe been a little bit distilled in the last 12 months or so because of the season that we've just had, and because of off the back of the season that we've just all witnessed. What we're seeing now is, rather than it being well, we're not really that interested about the cup, I think the conversation has shifted to the importance on our league form. And obviously, given the fact that we've just lost last weekend against Leicester, and the fact that, of course, we are due to play Bournemouth again away from home on Saturday in the league, there's a little bit of a conversation at the moment on social media about which game is more important, which game is, should Everton go all out tonight and play a strong team, or should Everton rest a lot of players, play a changed team, and then obviously go out on Saturday, given that that's the league game, and, we really could do with 3 points before that World Cup break. For me, I think Everton should be looking at both games with the intention of winning, and with that, with that being the only intention. The reality is, as I said, we're a football club who have gone far too long without a trophy for the size of our football club, and it is simply unacceptable. Now, there's reasons for that, and we could sit here and debate the reasons all day long as to why we haven't won a trophy in, the length of time it has been. But the reality is, every single opportunity Everton to get to win a trophy every single season should be taken seriously, regardless of league form. For me, I understand people saying, but it's 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when we were talking about these cup games, everybody was in agreement that we should go all out for it, because there was never any real fear of our Premier League safety. There was never any real fear of what may or may not happen in the Premier League, because we always knew we'd be okay. We mightn't finish in Europe, but we'd finish somewhere within mid-table. Whereas because of the last 12 months, a lot of the conversation at the moment is, well, we're not quite convinced that we'll be okay in the Premier League, or certainly some fans aren't quite convinced. So, as I said, that conversation has shifted. But for me, Everton should always, and I mean always, be looking to go as far in these types of competitions as what we can. And I'm hearing a lot of talk at the moment about a good cut run, and can Everton have a good cut run? Will Everton have a good cut run? For me, there's no such thing as a good cut run. A good cut run is winning the trophy. A good cut run isn't getting to the quarter-final and then getting knocked out by Manchester City, because the following season, you don't remember that. We don't sit here and say, well, okay, we haven't won a trophy since 95, but I remember we got to the quarter-final in 2017 against City or against Chelsea or whatever. That's not a good cut run. A good cut run for me is winning the trophy. So when people say, oh, Cam, would you take 15th place and a good cut run in the Carabao Cup? Well, if you're saying, would I take 15th place and winning the Carabao Cup? Absolutely. If you're saying, would I take 15th place and going out of the Carabao Cup in the quarter-final, I probably would, considering how worried I am about the future of Everton, but I wouldn't be happy with it, because that's not a good cut run. A good cut run is winning the trophy. So for me, Everton should be taking this game seriously tonight, and Frank Lampard should be taking this game seriously for many reasons, not only because of that, but also because a win tonight could do wonders for confidence and for a little bit of momentum, as I said, going into that league game against the same team in the same stadium, the same atmosphere, the same situation on Saturday. And even if it is just a little bit of mind games, as though we beat them a couple of days ago, we can beat them again, you know, that might help us. A loss tonight, again, would fill the fan base with upset and worry and anxiety and certainly, you know, those feelings because of being knocked out of a cup competition, one of only, let's be honest, two that we get the chance to win every season, but also, you know, worry going into what is a really important Premier League game on the weekend. I think the manager will make changes. I do think the manager will make changes. I think we'll see the likes of Asmir Begovic come in. I think we'll see the likes of Ruben Vinagre get an opportunity. Neil Maupay will come in. I would expect James Garner to start this game, possibly even Abdoulaye Doucouré to get him some more minutes under his belt. Tom Davis to get him some more minutes under his belt. I'm not too sure whether or not Yerry Mina will start. The manager did hint yesterday in his press conference at the fact that Yerry Mina is in contention and could potentially start this game. Whether or not that will happen, we of course will wait and see. Would I go with a completely changed 11? No. But the reality is, 3 players went off injured on Saturday that won't play tonight. Dominic Calvert-Lewin won't play tonight, Amadou Onana won't play tonight, and Idrissa Gana Gueye won't play tonight. So that's already 3 changes that are going to be made. We expect them to make the change in goal because Asmir Begovic plays in the cup game, so that's 4. I would expect Nathan Patterson to start, so that's 5. So already that's half a team effectively that are being changed without any changes in the forward line. I would expect Anthony Gordon to come back in on the basis that Demarai Gray was absolutely horrendous last weekend and Dwight McNeil didn't do much either, so that's another change. So I do expect changes to be made tonight, which may not work in the favour of Frank Lampard necessarily, because let's not forget, this is a Premier League team. Whether or not they're a Premier League team who have struggled this season and, 17th in the league, whether or not they're a Premier League team who have lost their last 4 games on the bounce, they're still a Premier League side. We're not coming up against the team in League 1 or League 2. We played Fleetwood in the round before and, we beat them 1-0 in what was a game of football that we made look difficult for ourselves at times. So this is a Premier League team, and a Premier League team that will be looking at Everton thinking, right, they're not in the greatest form at the moment in terms of, not form, but situation in terms of lack of, ability up front and lack of creativity and we're just struggling in certain aspects at the moment. And Bournemouth may be looking at Everton thinking, if we can get at them and we can push them back and we can create opportunities, then a win for Bournemouth could be the difference maker between them, getting a win tonight, maybe even getting something out of Saturday, and then going into the World Cup break, freshening things up, looking at things at a different angle, maybe employing a new manager, because let's not forget Gary O'Neill is still only there on a temporary basis, and then, looking forward to hoping they'll be hoping to bounce back after the World Cup break and survive in the league. For Everton, a defeat tonight would be horrendous for me. And that's not me saying these are absolutely woeful and I expect Everton to wipe the floor with them, because I don't expect Everton to wipe the floor with anybody. But a defeat tonight would be, I just think, horrendous for the fans, for the manager, for the players. There would obviously be a load of anxiousness put on the game on the weekend, because we're playing the same team in the same stadium before the World Cup break. I just think a win tonight, and I believe the fixture has to be settled. I believe if this game isn't won in 90 minutes, sorry, I've just been watching somebody try and turn out of an empty car park. I made it look difficult, sorry. If this game isn't finished in 90 minutes, I believe it goes to penalties. And, you know, all as I can say is a massive, massive respect to all of those Blues that are travelling up there on a Tuesday night, to go to the arse end of the country to watch Everton in a cup game and then do it again on Saturday. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to either game because of certain circumstances. I would have loved to have been there tonight. But, you know, massive, massive respect and shout out to all of those fans that are going up to support the Blues. But, yeah, look, I don't think this will be an easy game by any sense of the imagination, because I don't think any game Everton play is easy, whether it be in the Cup or the League, whether it be against the Premier League opposition or a Championship opposition. I don't think any team that Everton face at the moment is an easy game. But I am confident Everton can go out and win. I think Everton should go out and win. And we do. If we win tonight, and then we go and get 3 points on Saturday, then I think we go into the World Cup break feeling a little bit better than maybe what we're feeling at the moment, considering, you know, the result on Saturday, which, as we spoke about last night, was just absolutely horrendous, like really, really, really bad. I do expect the manager to make changes. It will be interesting to see if he makes changes within the system as well. I'm not too sure whether he will or won't, but it will be interesting to see if he makes changes with the system, with the formation, with the style, with all of that, whether or not we'll see a completely different system, or whether or not we'll just see the same formation but different personnel. For me, as we mentioned yesterday, and as I've mentioned a couple of times, we simply cannot see the same tactic. We cannot see the same plan. We cannot see the same as what we've been seeing for the last couple of weeks. Firstly, because Dominic Calvert-Lewin won't play tonight. It'll be Neil Maupay, and Neil Maupay can't play the lump the ball up to him and hope that he gets on the end of a cross or a header, because he's not that type of player. So it will need to change, and it'll be interesting to see if the manager does make changes to the system, whether or not they work, and then whether or not he implements the same changes at the weekend, as I said, given we're playing the same team. And there's question marks as to whether or not Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be available for that one as well. So, look, it'll be interesting. I just thought I'd do obviously a short little preview. Obviously, it's nowhere near as long as the usual ones, and I apologise about that one, but with the quick turnover of the games and stuff, it was going to be difficult. I'll be watching the game. The instant match reaction and play ratings will be out directly after the game tonight, so don't forget to look out for those as well. If you have enjoyed this one, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's hope that Everton can go out and not only get a win to progress in the Cup, but get a win to build a little bit of confidence, build a little bit of momentum, and give us all something to smile about. Because I'm not going to lie, I haven't smiled since the Palace win. So let's hope that, in regards to Everton anyway, so let's hope we can have something to smile about tonight. Massive, massive thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you later.